congrats to Missouri. I thought they are a well-coached team. Dennis had his team really ready to play. I thought they played hard throughout. We knew coming in their style is a little bit chaotic. It's different. And I thought they did a great job of executing. They changed their starting lineup, I think, to maybe be a little bit better defensively. And they got off to a great start. And, I thought we were ready to play. We played well early. I think in the first 12 minutes, we were up 6 points. And I think they had 17 points. So we had done a really, really good job. But the last 7:41 of the first half, they scored 21 points and were +7 on the boards. And I thought that's where the game changed. I thought we got great looks. It was just one of those nights where we couldn't make a shot. And for the first time this season, we allowed that to impact the game. We allowed it to impact the defense. We allowed it to impact everything. And so it's a learning lesson for us. You hate to do it in a loss, but we'll learn from it. We'll get better from it, and we'll be ready for the next one.
Questions for Blake?
Blake, what do you guys as players have to do when the shots aren't falling, and how do you create offense when you're struggling to sink shots like that?
The offense always becomes better with defense. We get in transition, then a lot of times, especially for us, the offense starts to get going. So that would be a good way to do it.
Blake, as an older guy on the team, how can you help guide these younger guards through the struggles they kind of face when they're getting a little bit more pressure?
They're not struggling, they're learning. They're learning. So it is, they're better than me at handling the ball, let me tell you that. So they're going to be fine. They're just going to get these learning lessons and they're going to become the better freshmen in the conference.
What kind of things are you saying or doing to help them when teams are putting a concerted effort at the top of the key to put pressure on you?
Tell them the next play, because I already know that they're every time something goes wrong for them, that's going to make them better the next play. And it's just something, they're 18, so that's what it is. Good, get them now, because they're getting better every time.
Blake, before you hit those last two, I think you'd only taken 5 threes on a night when some of your teammates were struggling. What were they doing to make it difficult for you to get looks, or was there some other factor that kept it to that number?
No, we just running offense. That's all it is.
Blake, you guys have played 2 SEC teams, a Pac-12 team. How did those experiences get you ready for a game like Sunday when you have to face a Clemson and get ready for a game that's going to be high intense like that?
I love what it's doing for our preparation. I think it's going to have us prepare very well.
Thanks, Blake.
All right, thank you.
Questions, Coach?
Jeff, it feels like the weak part of your team's game right now is that end of the first half. That's where kind of things fell apart against Florida, and even in the mid-major games, that's where you guys kind of hit a lull. What do you think the reason behind that is?
It's a great question, and you're absolutely right. We have to be able to concentrate and focus, the entire time we're out there. We've had a tendency where we've had leads, and then I don't think it's a conscious effort or conscious thought, I should say, of guys thinking we can take a break. I just think it's human nature in learning to be tougher in those situations.
Jeff, they only had a couple of blocks. Do you think their size impacted some of the shots, or altered shots, or maybe rush shots from your guys?
I don't. We had some wide open looks. I thought in the first half we had some looks where we shot fake and we should have driven it. And instead we took a slide dribble 3. I can think of off the top of my head at least 3 or 4 of those. And we talked coming into this game for the past 2-3 days about second penetration. We knew that they will react to shot fakes because of our shooting. And those were the ones that I thought we should have punched it and either gotten to a spot or maybe we create another opportunity. We didn't do that. But I thought in the second half we had some wide open shots that we normally make. We missed them. And it affected us. It's the first time all year that it's really done that. Like, it really affected how we locked in defensively. And again, that's a learning thing for us.
How do you stop that from bleeding over to future performance.
Yeah, we have to learn from it. That's it. We have to teach it. We have to do a better job teaching it. We have to do a better job of, I have to do a better job of making sure we're prepared and all of those things, and we'll get better.
There's a lot of times where they would press Bub and he would kind of, he'd get a screen up top, but coming off it seemed like he put his head down and maybe kind of try to make a play on his own. What do you guys do to try to help him and Jalen and Ish, because they did it to him too, all kind of try to find their way through those moments?
Yeah, well, again, we have to learn and get better. We have to go back and watch it, and again, their style is very different. They'll switch a lot, and at times today when we did drive, they didn't rotate as much. They stayed connected, and so they played. They made you play a little bit of one-on-one against their size. But again, I thought we, for the most part, generated good shots. We didn't make some good decisions, where we had 11 turnovers. So we have to be better there. We thought coming in, if we had 10 or less, we would be in a great position. 11 is not bad, but man, when you can't make a shot, I think we went an 8-minute stretch where we couldn't make a shot. And there were a lot during that time that were naked, like they were wide open. And so again, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Just coming into this one, did you imagine that this would be the first team to out-rebound you guys, just looking at what they had done prior to this?
No, I didn't. But I knew that they were going to play really hard. I knew that they were going to fight. I knew that they were going to do that. But I thought that's where we could have an advantage, but we didn't.
Jeff, they sent you to the line 31 times tonight. How would you assess your team's physicality?
Our physicality was okay. I mean, when you get to the line 31 times, that's a pretty good thing. We knew coming in that we would get there a lot because of the way they play. And we made 25. Now, we missed some key front ends of 1-and-1s that would have maybe kept it a little bit closer during that stretch. We have to be better in those moments.
Do you feel like you guys could have defended the rim better today?
I feel like we could have done a lot of things better today. That's one of them. Again, I thought we allowed our inability to make a shot. I thought we allowed that to affect our defense. First time all year. In our last game against Oregon State, we didn't shoot the ball well, but it didn't affect what we did defensively. Today, I thought it did.
Jeff, you closed the game. I think you closed the game with Guillermo on the floor. What did you like about what he brought in March?
We were just trying to get spacing. Guillermo's a guy that can make a shot. We weren't really getting anything at the rim with Fetty. And also just, the fear of fouling and him getting to the line. We struggled there a little bit with him today. But Guillermo can stretch the floor. He can make a shot. They had Vanover in, 7'5" guys, so we thought if we got some penetration, if G is in, at least maybe he takes Vanover away, or if Vanover's in there, we kick it to him, and perhaps he can make a shot.
You guys shot 81. Over the last two games, you guys have now shot 81.8% from the stripe, whereas before that was like 63.6. What have you guys done to try to get better there?
Just practice it. I mean, that's really it. But it wasn't like we weren't practicing it earlier. We just made shots. I mean, we shoot the ball every day. We normally shoot the ball better from the floor. Today was just one of those days that we didn't.
Jeff, I know last year you talked about the loss to Michigan and VCU and last year's scope as turning points for your team. When you look at a game like today and then what happened against Florida last week, could that same theory apply with Clemson coming up and West Virginia coming up?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have to get better. We'll have some time to prepare for Clemson. They're really good. I thought, before the season, in the off season, I thought they would be one of the better teams in our league. With what they have back, who they added, I think they're a really, really good basketball team, and I know they'll be ready to play. They're a very physical team. They're a very experienced team. They're an older team. They're very good defensively. They have one of the best players in the country in P.J. Hall. But we'll be ready. We'll be excited. We'll be anxious. We'll have, almost a week, few days, 4 or 5 days to prepare, and we'll be ready Sunday afternoon.
If you're playing a bunch of power conference teams in a row here, how is Bob handling that on-the-job training?
He's handling well. He's learning. I mean, we knew that this will be a learning experience for him.
You've called this loss a learning experience. Blake has as well. What have you seen from the young guys, Bub and Jalen, and even the sophomores, that indicates that they're taking these as learning experiences and not, getting too down about these losses?
Well, we should be down about it. We should be down. I want us to be down, but that can't last. When we get back together, we've moved on. We flush it, win or lose, the next day. You live with it, you learn from it. When we get back together, we'll have some film, we'll talk to them collectively as a group, we'll talk to them individually, and we'll get better. I mean, what's the alternative? You know what I mean? Like, you have to, the biggest thing is that we have to stay together. We can't point fingers. I was pleased after Florida we didn't do that. And we got off the mat and we played really, really well, especially defensively against Oregon State. I anticipate us getting off the mat again and playing well on Sunday.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.